What's going on, YouTube? Is Donnie B all day. And listen, I have an update video on this sheath right here. When I first did the Condor Moonshiner, awesome. I brought you this knife and did a review on it along with its sheath. Now, here's the thing. When this thing came brand new, I was attempting to put this knife into this sheath, and I got to this far, and it just wouldn't, it wouldn't go for anything. I tried stretching it out. I tried looping it up a little bit. And I did everything I could to try and get this thing in there, and there was just no fitting at all. So after a while of use, and I literally used it with this thing just sitting in here like this and dangling all over the place. And I'm thinking, maybe that's just how they made it. They did a bad job on the design of this sheath. And if you see right there, it doesn't look like, you know what I mean? It looks like that's it. The blade stops right there. So you see how tight that is. That's it. There was no more room. And this was like a big bull trying to have sex with a bullfrog. It was just not going to fit no matter how much I pushed. And it was disappointing to me. So I used it for a while, and I kept going back to it. And then one day I had my blade sitting on top of my sheath, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, there's a whole lot of sheath left for this blade to be in there, stopping there. It has got to be made to go in there. So I started stretching the back of this here, and I think, I don't know if maybe mine came slightly undercut, and that's why it was so hard. Maybe some of you guys out there who have this knife had an easier time getting yours to slide in there. And, maybe it didn't. Maybe you had to really work at it. But it was so impossibly tight when I got it. I just assumed because I just wanted to get the review done when I first got this. I just assumed right away, okay, well, that's what it is. Let's go get this review done and work this knife. All right, so once you stretch the hell out of it, you find that it goes in there. And still, after owning it all this time, I still have to work to get it in there. So it is a friction hold. I once said it wasn't a friction hold, but it is a friction hold. It does slide over. It makes the dangler portion so much better, because when it's halfway out, it falls all over the place. It doesn't now. This sheath is a great hold. It is a great hold. And at one point, after I discovered this, literally right after I discovered this, I got a message on my 2 messages on my knife review from 2 very, very good watchers, some respectful guys who understood that Donnie B all day was a little bit of a moron, and they were trying to help me correct the situation, and they did it respectfully. I want to give a shout out to a guy named John Bullock, which is Bullack. He was the first one to write, and he was just like, bro, I have the same one, and you got to push it down, blah, blah, blah. Completely respectful. He knew I was a moron, but he didn't say I was a moron. He just said, let me help you out. You're a brother of the blade. And a guy called Last Gunslinger 3759 replied to his reply saying I was about to say the same thing. I was just hoping he'd figure it out, blah, blah, blah. I did. I figured it out. But those 2 guys right there, I pointed like they're sitting next to me. It's my computer. Those 2 guys right there came through, and they were like, hey, man, you're a bro. Let's help you try and correct this. And this was literally, they wrote me just after I finally figured it out, and I'm like, duh. And I'm an idiot. I say that all the time. But here's the thing. Being an idiot is one thing, but I had a user, a watcher, and I don't know even how it's Afshin. I don't know what Afshin is, but AFSHIN 735. This guy so eloquently writes me. He just wrote idiot all in capital letters with an exclamation mark. I'm assuming he means by the sheath, because he did nothing to explain why I'm an idiot. I get I'm an idiot, but tell me why you think I'm an idiot. Maybe it's because of the sheath. So, of course, I wrote him back, thank you for your love and support. because I'm an idiot, but I'm a nice idiot. And if I'm not nice, beware, because I break people. So here's the thing. I jacked it up. I messed up. I screwed up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that a lot. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm human. That's why I'm an idiot. We're people. When this thing didn't fit, I got frustrated and I was like, it sucks. This sheet sucks. It's well made to be crappy. But guess what? It's not. Condor did a really good job on this. They did a really good job on this. Making it so damn tight. It's kind of a snaggle push, and you know, in my book. But I do appreciate it now that I have it, and I mean, you gotta really work it in there. It's not going to be like you pull it out of your sheath while you're out in the woods and you get to using it, then you just stick it back in and you keep going. No, you got to work it in. And if it's on a belt, you know, you're going to make sure that belt's tight, because you're going to be pantsing yourself out in the woods. But I like it. I mean, I like it all around. The knife is great. Watch the review on the knife. The knife itself isn't, you know, the review that I did on that had nothing to do with the sheath. The sheath I just got out of the way first, telling you how bad it was, how good bad it was. But this right here is just awesome. I did a review recently. That's just oil. I did a review recently on my best extra large choppers. Check that video out. It's awesome. And this guy was definitely in there because it is one of my best extra large choppers. Great knife, great sheath. My initial video, I definitely screwed up on what I thought the sheath was doing. I was completely wrong. I'm happy I was wrong. The people at Condor did a great job as far as Afshin 735. You're welcome. The other two guys, awesome. Keep watching, man. I appreciate it. Stay on the channel. I have a ton more stuff to bring you, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. I'm dying to be all... Good thing it's in the sheath, because I'm barefoot. I'm dying to be all day. Until next knife.